So I am live. I am live. I am live. Having a little bit of fun here with the new software that I'm using. So we've got some screen share going up here. So if this live looks a little bit funky to you, that's absolutely okay. You will get over it. Got some really good information share. Reason I want to do that, I'm just sort of doing the next couple of days. I don't know how long it's going to do. Just doing some basic techie, geeky, how-to marketing stuff for those of you that seem to, my inbox is just blowing up every time I make a comment. Somebody says, well, how do you do this? So I've done this before, but I thought I'd do a redo of it to make it easier to find rather than have to go back through 455 Facebook lives to try and find it again. It's also should be pushing over to my YouTube channel, so it should be there so I can direct people there. But I'm going to show you some really cool stuff in terms of being able to set up your deal. People, I'm going to get a lot of stuff popping on here. You guys are going to be able to see, but I'm going to go in and do some screen share. So welcome, 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 welcome. So here's the deal. In this training today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make it easy to find your social media stuff, because we know when we set up social media accounts, a lot of times the addresses we have for our different accounts aren't exactly the same. So we may have, for example, my Facebook page may be facebook.com/Forrest Knight. And then my Instagram channel, somebody may have already used Forrest Knight, so I might have to do Forrest A. Knight. And then my YouTube channel might be Forrest Knight Senior. And then my Twitter account might be Forrest A. Knight Senior. So they're all different. So rather than me have all of those different ones, I've got to try and remember which one did I set up for what. I'm going to show you how to create a custom domain, which may be example for ForrestKnight.com. So I'm going to go through here and show you how to set this up, show you how to access that, show you how to log into your dashboard where your domain is hosted, and create some subdomains. So the subdomain would be like ig.forrestknight.com or yt.forrestknight.com for YouTube, or twitter.forrestknight.com for Twitter. So it's easier to tell somebody where to go when they're trying to find you, and it's easier to put on a business card rather than have all the weird URLs out there. You're branding yourself at the same time. So it's always forrestknight.com, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you want to drive people to, you're going to have consistent links or consistent way to brand yourself, so that you're always branding yourself with your brand name. So we're going to go through this. I've got some screen share set up here, so hopefully this works. Thanks for swinging by again. Really appreciate you guys. This should drive some really cool value again for branding yourself, making it real easy for yourself. What do you want, Owen? What's up, man? I ate lunch and I already put the dishes up.
I hear you talking.
So where do you hear me talking from? I'm sitting right here. What do you need? You need Mama to take you out? I think he's having an afternoon takeout issue there. Yeah, had some leftover pork steak and beans and what the heck was it? The green stuff. Anyway, broccoli. Thank you very much. Had that leftovers, and he was sitting there just looking at me like, I gotta have some. So let's jump into this right away. I've got a couple of tabs open, and hopefully the tab share. I've got my iPad up and running over here. Hopefully it works. Make sure and keep it plugged in there. Not too much background noise. Thanks, babe. We'll have this going in here. Let's see. Jump into the screen share. So let's jump. I've got screen share going. So first of all, I'm going to jump over and jump into the domain side in my domain deal. If you'd like to reserve a domain, feel free to go to Extreme Impact Domains. I'm just going to drop that in the chat. I think I just shared that. Yep, it just dropped in. I just shared that all over the place. So if you'd like to purchase a domain, you haven't had one, I got a whoops, didn't get your comment. Somebody probably filtered it out. Anyway, so we're good to go there. I don't know what your dog wants, babe, over here. I think he needs to go outside or something. I don't know what he's doing. So anyway, we've got that set up. If you need to get a domain, you can go there, Extreme Impact Domains. Check that out. Again, it's xtrmimpactdomains.com. You can order domains. So I'm logged into my domain channel here, and what I'm going to do is set up some subdomains for Extreme Impact. So first of all, I've logged into my domain. Go to GoDaddy, wherever you like. That's set up. You can have your primary domain pointed wherever you want to. If maybe you're using a digital business card or something like that, you're more than welcome to do that. So you can see here, I've got quite a few settings. Now I want to set up a subdomain. I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom of the page. Where's my subdomains? I want to add a website. I want to go to DNS. and I've got my manage my zones and add up zones. Why isn't this working the way I want to? Domains, all domains. Let me get back here. I always seem to have techie issues when I'm doing techie stuff. So we'll get this back here. I may switch to a different domain if this doesn't work the way I want it to, as I may have this pointed at a blog. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's hit a refresh there. Yeah, it looks like we're still going here. I'm going to catch up. And I had a call coming in there. So I'm just jumping all over the place here. We're going to get a subdomain set up. It doesn't really matter which one you do for setting these up, but I need to get back to my primary domain page here. All right. It's going to make me sign back in. Maybe not. View my account. As we go around and around and around and around. Thought I had myself together here. So let's try this again. So we're going to do DNS. I'm going to click on my DNS because I want to do some domain forwarding. Basically, it's just creating a subdomain. Subdomain is basically something that's not a different domain. So you don't have to go in and create a whole brand new domain every time you want to change something up. You can simply create a subdomain of that domain. As you can see, I've got quite a few of those set up here. If I want to add a subdomain, I can add that into whatever I want to do to get that set up. So I'm going to hit add down here. Let me scroll down just a little bit further. So you see I've got forwarding domains. I've actually got my Extreme Impact pointed to a digital business card. And you can see I've got all of these other domains set up down here depending on what I want to point to. So I've got a Zoom channel for impact marketing. So if I want to send somebody to Zoom, I'd simply say zoom.impactmarketing.com or extremeImpact.com. So it'd be zoom.extremeImpact.com, depends on where I want to point them. So in this case, I've got these extra domains out here. I've got one for Facebook, of course. I've got one for Twitter. I've got one for YouTube. And I've got one for Instagram. So if I want to point somebody to my Instagram channel, I'm simply going to copy the entire URL up here. I want to copy that entire URL. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come back to my domain manager, and I want to set up something for Instagram. So you see where it says subdomain. You'll notice it says subdomain. I'm simply going to click add. And scroll down here a little bit so you guys can see this. My subdomain, I'm just going to use IG for Instagram. And I'm going to drop the entire domain in here. The reason I do this, we'll just come back over here to the right. You'll notice there's HTTPS in here. I want to make sure I forward this and I change the type to HTTPS. And then I'm going to back this off. So when you tell somebody to go to this domain, it's simply ig.xtrmimpact.com. It's going to take them straight to, I want to check the preview page here. So I want to preview the page to make sure it's going to the right place. And it is, so it redirected to the page that it needs to go to. And I literally just built this before I jumped on here, so that that Instagram channel has nothing on it right now. It's just a training deal there. So I've got Instagram. I've got it all set up to where I need to. You'll see down here where it says type permanent. Make sure you choose permanent, the 301 type. Forward settings. Now, got to be very careful when you're using the forward settings. There's forwarding, and then there's forward only, which means if somebody types on ig.extremeImpact.com, it's going to forward to that, and they're going to be able to see Instagram, my Instagram URL. If I do forward with masking, that takes a little bit more, and sometimes, depending on how you have that set up, on some devices, you may end up getting a block or a page not found simply because you're going from a secure site. If you're going from secure to secure, that's fine. If you're going from non-secure to a secure site, you may get some kind of issue that pops up. So if you be careful when you set the subdomains or the forward masking. Forward masking would simply mean if somebody goes to ig.xtrmimpact.com, the forward masking, they're going to see that in the URL. They're not going to see the subdomain. Now that's really cool if you have an affiliate URL and you don't want people to be able to switch around on that affiliate URL. If you have an affiliate URL that's out there that's some kind of funky long thing with a whole bunch of numbers and names in it, it's really crazy. you might want to use the subdomain or the forward with masking. You'll need to put a title in here. The title needs to be something that's similar to what you're doing. Description, you can use a little bit of a description in there to maybe help people find that website or that domain or that page a little bit easier. And keywords, the same thing. You want to use keywords, and they need to be comma separated in here. Keywords that are related to what your page might be. So if your Instagram page is about real estate, or if it's about fashion or something like that, choose 6 to 8 keywords in here, or keyword phrases that are going to match what your channel is about. Then of course, let's go back to forward only, and I'm going to hit save. And depending on how it's set up, sometimes this can happen in 10 or 15 minutes. Sometimes it can happen in 24 hours. Now, a word of caution, if you're hosting your domain, say through like a WordPress domain or something like that, that's a completely different setup. We're going to talk a little bit about the different, because you're going to set that up through a cPanel setup, a whole different training. We're not going to get into that. It's using a cPanel to set up your subdomains, because you're now hosted and you hosted yourself on a WordPress platform. So if you try to do a subdomain, it's just going to redirect in circles and go around in circles, and nothing's going to happen. So that's a setup through cPanel, completely different training. So now I set up Instagram. For example, I've got a YouTube channel up here. You notice my YouTube channel has a funky URL because it doesn't have a custom domain yet, because I don't have enough subscribers to it. So I would copy this, and I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to do the same thing for YouTube. Now it would be really hard for me to tell somebody to go to this YouTube channel / capital uppercase UC lowercase m uppercase PXY KS6S 9D TXYZ A blah 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 blah. Nobody's going to ever find me. Now, if it's just a link that's clicked on a hyperlink, it really doesn't matter. But if you're using this for branding purposes, if you want people to find you with your brand, it would be much easier to create a subdomain off your primary domain for whatever your name is. For example, if somebody goes, I think for my Forest Night, if somebody just types in yt.forestnight.com, it takes them to my YouTube channel, I believe. That's what I have it set up as. I haven't used it a little bit. And again, we're going to scroll back over here. We're going to back off the YTTPS. And the reason I always copy the whole entire domain is I just want to make sure everything matches up. I'm going to switch this here, and I'm just going to put in YT for YouTube as my subdomain type. I'm going to leave it as permanent. I want to forward as only, and I'm going to hit save there. And of course, it's going to save it, and it will set up to work that way. And I can do that with my YouTube channel. I can do it with my Facebook page. I can do that with any of my, for example, Twitter. Twitter is very weird. The neat thing about it is I was able to get Twitter's Extreme Impact, so I don't have to think about that a lot. But I do the same thing here. I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to come over to the subdomains. I'm going to scroll down, and I want to add in here. I want to put Twitter on here. So I want to hit add subdomain. And I know I just went over this with you guys, but I just want to show you how easy this is. So I'm going to do Twitter. So I can do Twitter if I want to. I'm going to type the domain in there. I'm going to scroll over. I'm going to change this to HTTPS. I'm going to remove the HTTPS on this side. You can always click preview to make sure the site is working right. I'm going to do permanent and forward, and I'm going to hit save. So everything is set up there. Now I've got some custom branding going on. So when I'm building a business card, or I'm doing a post, or say, for example, on my YouTube channel, what I would do is I would take all of these and I'm going to create a signature for my YouTube videos in my description. So I put my name, Forest Night, Chief Marketing Officer, Extreme Impact Marketing, St. Louis, Missouri, with my phone number. And then below that, I'm going to put all of my links, my sublinks to all my other channels. So IG.Extreme Impact, Twitter.Extreme Impact, IG.Extreme Impact. I'm going to have all those links down there so they're hyperlinked. And again, it's branding. It's a visual brand that's going to constantly be in somebody's face, if that makes sense. So that's how you set up a subdomain to help you branding with your primary domain. Let me go back over here. I'm going to do a stop screen share. Stop sharing. Should bring me back to the live side. So if you have any questions about that, again, if you'd like to order a domain, feel free to use my domain register, which is xtrmimpactdomains.com. You can also go to GoDaddy or wherever you like and do that. If you have any additional questions, feel free to, if you have teammates that are trying to set up some branding stuff, feel free to share this video with them. If you're on YouTube, I'm still figuring out the whole YouTube live thing, so it's very, very neat and exciting about that. If you're over on Periscope, if you have any questions, apologize, you guys, for not replying back to you. I didn't see any comments pop up. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.